So this is the program for finding sum of two numbers. I have approximately wrote the program now, and when I am trying to compile, it is giving me an error. Okay. So when I get an error, what I should do is I should carefully go through this compilation error. There it is mentioned main.c. That means this file is saved. Whatever I am typing, it is saved into the server, ebox server, as the file name main.c. And file name is given, then a digit is given 2. 2 indicates in line number 2 there is an error. Okay, and 9 is there, that is approximately giving the column number, but that may not be always correct, but line number will be correct most of the time. So let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, 9, this is starting, stdioh is starting, and so here column number is also almost correct. Line number is correct. In line number 2 I have an error. Column number 9. Column means horizontally counting starting from 1, 2, 3, etc. Line number is what is mentioned here, 2, 3, etc. So line number 2, column 9, there is an error, and there is a message stdioh, no such file or directory. This is my first error. How I solved it? I went to the line number. I saw line number. I go and see, and I read the error message carefully. No such file or directory. So what is the error here? I removed dot. If I zoom, yeah, it is here, but you cannot see the compilation error then. So zooming is not very friendly in this. Okay. So what I will do is I will fix that error and compile it. Instead of stdio.h, I gave stdioh. The dot I missed. That was the issue. Now after solving one error, you should compile it again. Then comes another error. Why it was not showing up before? It was because it was a very critical error. The first error was a very critical error. You included a file which is not there at all. So compiler suddenly stopped further processing and reported the error. So after you solve it, it will go on to the remaining lines of the program, and again it got another critical error and it stopped further processing. That is the only reason. Sometimes people will confuse that the correction I made was not correct, that's why I am getting another error or more errors. It's not like that. The error I got was in line number 2, now it is showing in line number 4, not at line number 2 or before. So the change I made was correct only. Now let's see, line number 4 there is an error. Column 8. Okay, I can count the column, but roughly before that I'll go and read the error message. ASM or attribute before IN. So some things may not be so reader friendly or understandable, but I am getting a clue from here, before IN. So in line number 4 I have an IN. Before IN means, what is the error I have made? I put a space between MA and IN. Intentionally I introduced it, but when you do, accidentally you may put that somewhere, an unnecessary space or missing a comma, like that. So I corrected that error. I'll compile it again. Now I got more errors. Now suddenly people will think, oh, the previous correction removing that space was wrong. That's why, and the tendency will be to bring back that. It is not correct. Previously the error was in line number 4, but now the compiler processed more lines, and the line number 8 we get the first error. Then line number 10, line number 10, line number 12. So when there are multiple errors, what you should do is take only one error at a time. One error at a time, solve it, then compile it, then see how many errors are there. Don't go for solving it once for first error, then without compiling going to solve the second error. Then don't do this in a chained manner. what you should do is solve the first error and then compile it again. Why I am saying is, sometimes when you solve the first error, the second error also will disappear. Okay, in that case, unnecessarily you are trying to solve the second error and you may not get the clue also why it is happening if it is related to the first error. So fix one error and then compile it again and see whether the remaining errors are there or how many remaining errors are there. Now go to the line number 8, column number 21. Invalid operands to binary and have int star and int. Okay, invalid operands to binary and have int star. Here the meaning of the message is not very clear. Compiler could not exactly figure out. Compiler is not very intelligent as a human being. It's a software only fundamentally. So it may not be able to exactly give you, but some clues are there anyway. Line number 8, something related to ampersand, int, etc. So I'll go to line number 8. Scanf percentage d. And if I know the syntax of scanf properly, I can easily identify between two variables, ampersand a and ampersand b, I will not put as comma. Even though the message is not conveying it exactly, the compiler thought it was logical and bitwise AND operator. When I did not give ampersand comma there, compiler thought it is a bitwise AND operator, the one we studied today. But it was not bitwise AND operator, it was address operator. So same symbol can have multiple different meanings at different point of time. So here the error was I missed a comma between ampersand a and ampersand b. Okay, I compile it again. That is gone. Line number 8, error is solved. Now line number 10 is still there. Line number 10, implicit. It's a warning actually. Okay, sometimes some compilers you can ignore warning, but it is better to solve warning also. Sometimes warning may cause serious errors when you are executing. Compilation won't be a problem. Generating executable file won't be a problem. When you are executing, it may give unexpected errors. Now warning, implicit declaration of print. Did you mean printf? Okay, line number 10 I will go. There is a printf message I intended to give and I gave print. So the compiler says implicit declaration of print. What it means is, compiler did not see a function print in any of the header files. There is only one header file, stdio.h. Compiler did not find any print function named as print. So it is saying, since I did not find any print function, I am trying to declare my own print function. That is implicit declaration of print. Compiler is trying to create print or declare it for you. But that is not advisable. Compiler generating a print function for you. What we should do is we should use printf. Okay, that is corrected. Then what should I do? I will compile again. When I compile, in the line number 10 I get one more error. So, but this time the error message is wrong, not different. The error message is not the same as previous one. Warning, format %d expect matching int argument. Here, line number 10, it's a printf message, sum colon %d is the first argument, then a plus b. So it says format %d expects a print int argument. So if there is a %d, there should be a corresponding integer. That's what the implication. And what error I made here, if you are comfortable with the syntax of printf, I did not put comma after the first input. First input is this string with the format string. Second input is an expression a plus b. So I did not put a comma there. That was the compilation error. So line number 10, the next error I solved. I will compile it again. Line number 12, expected semicolon before. So I am getting error in line number 12 which has only a closing bracket, closing brace. That cannot go wrong, right? I have an opening brace here. I have a closing brace here. But you read carefully, expected semicolon before closing brace. Before closing brace, what is there? Nothing. Only previous line. So in such case, expected semicolon before something. If the line number is 12, if the line number is error reported in line number 12, you should look at the previous line. Previous line here, non-blank line is 11. There is a semicolon missing. So I have put that also. I corrected. For especially this error is very common when you are trying a program. You will miss semicolon and the error message will come. Line number 12 expected semicolon before closing bracket or something. Then mostly you will have to look at the previous non-blank line. Blank lines will be there. Blank lines will be ignored by the compiler. Non-blank line you should consider. So if I put this way, a blank line after this, expected, okay, it is compiled. Let's create it again. Line number 13, it is showing the error. Expected semicolon before closing brace. But line before closing brace, I have line number 12, which is a blank line. Blank line, there cannot be an error. So you should look at the non-blank line before the error reported line. I've corrected it. Okay. So I can execute now. Directly input should be entered. 3 plus 5, I get 8. I can validate. Two input test cases are there in the validation. Both are passing. So I can submit. All are accepted. So if I go to previous submission, I can see all the test cases are passed. Even I can see the program also, the passed version I can see. Okay, it's not showing the test cases. So that's about solving the compilation errors.